Hello and welcome back to the All Skills Tournament. We are here in the bracket stage, the top 16, well, what has become the top 14. And basically the top players of all the Swiss tournament are facing off in a double elimination bracket, meaning that their first loss in this phase will not be their final chance in this tournament. A really fun format. I think it's fun. It leads to more consistent games, or maybe not consistent is the word, but it mitigates the RNG of having a bad first round opponent, because even somebody who loses to Pisces or Axe in the first round has a chance to face them again and beat all of the other people who have lost the match in the losers bracket and still make their way to the finals.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, these guys, this should be a good race too. Between the two of them, I think only Sour has had one death in all of the previous 5 rounds. So, should be expecting fast gameplay. And I think they're pretty close as far as PBs go. Homothety has a 51.44 that he did get in a previous race. Sour has a 50.29. Homothety has been pretty consistent with getting golds and PBs in his previous races, so setting up for a good race.
Yeah. I'm very excited for it. Both of these runners have demonstrated an immense amount of skill in order to get here. I believe they both ended the tournament 4-1, so only one loss for each of these runners.
Yeah. Just waiting on them to let us know if they're ready.
Alright, looks like we'll be getting one more timer test, and then we'll be starting.
Yeah.
So, for anyone unfamiliar with with Hollow Knight or with All Skills, I'll just do a very basic introduction of the category. First thing that people probably should know is that this is run on an older patch of the game, 12.21, very typically the No Major Glitches speed patch. And speaking of no major glitches, that is the category we'll be running today. The major glitches in this game are extremely broken, heavy out of bounds, various forms of teleporting and hazard warping. There's a lot of pretty crazy stuff that can go on. So no major glitches has become the popular category for basically all the leaderboards. All skills specifically. Oh.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I did do the countdown already, so they should be going off momentarily here.
Yeah. We'll just have a few delays visually, just because while we're restreaming a stream that is already on a delay, it's causing even more delays. There's no need to worry about how the comms will line up or anything. We'll handle that. But when it comes to countdown, we'll be about, I think, 10 seconds now before the race starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be no major glitches. It's run on an older patch, meaning that we'll be seeing some minor glitches, such as hitting levers through walls with the dash slash ability, and even without that ability. Some other minor glitches. Wall cling storage is a really fun one.
Oh, that's great.
Tricking the game into thinking you're clinging on a wall when really you're in midair, in the middle of nowhere. And it resets your dash and causes some very interesting and speedy movement.
The Shade Soul going through the gate for Soul Master Quick Kill, that's probably another one exclusive to this patch.
I'm not really sure that's a glitch, because Shade Soul is supposed to penetrate walls. It's just that on this patch it has a longer range. Which they did nerf the range to nerf a glitch with the Balder kill, which is something we'll see pretty soon. And the sync here is immaculate already. We might see some desync later on just because our runners are running without the load normalizer. But the load normalizer essentially, ooh, a 51, 52. These are very good King's Pass times for a
For
no
both
reset.
runners, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do need Elegant Key for Shade Soul, so there is a significant routing difference between 1221 and current patch all skills, as well as different geo routing because that Elegant Key is an extra 800 geo that you have to account for. In this run, because we are using the key lock, the lever skips, they can bypass that completely.
Yeah. So one of the first things we'll be looking at here is an Aspid Arena quick kill, meaning they'll get a single spike to hit.
Oh,
Sour
Sour
Cream
missed
falls
it.
right past it. He missed the jump and he kind of had to do a rush job on it. It's honestly not a huge time loss. We're gonna see probably Sour exiting.
3
Yeah, he's
seconds.
3 seconds behind homothety. It feels really awful to miss that double spike, especially in such a way where, you know, neither Aspid gets hit in the way that Sour just
I
fell
mean,
down there. But
Homothety did miss it as well.
okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
even
so.
even a catastrophic failure, so to speak, of Aspid Arena isn't as catastrophic as it feels at the time. At the end of the day, it's 5 seconds maximum. I'd say that Sour lost about that, but
Yeah.
it's
We're
really
talking,
not the end of the world.
no, if we're talking catastrophic time losses, we're talking a death in Crystal Peak or
Even
even,
just a missed Umu one cycle is
yeah,
another
I was going to
18
say.
seconds. Like, and that's just, you can drop a single input and miss the Umu one cycle. So even though, you know, the double spike is skill based and all that, like, it feels bad. It feels bad to lose that time because you could have prevented it, but in the grand scheme of things, not huge.
Homothety getting quite a few hops from his false knight. Not the greatest there.
Yeah, the backwards hops are not something you especially want to see. It just means more time that you're not hitting the knight or the false knight. He
Yeah.
jumps overhead. It's a lot easier to manage those hits.
Yeah, and that gives Sour Cream 2 seconds back, I think, from the 3 that he lost. I think they're only a second apart now.
Yeah.
So this is what we're saying. It feels really significant when you do it, but it's not a significant amount of time loss. It's easy to get
And
back from.
this Balder coming up ahead can choose to be extra mean or extra nice. It can normalize the distance between the runners, which is what usually something I'm okay with. We'd ideally we'd want the same exact RNG for both runners. But
Yeah.
if we're going to get uneven RNG, I like to see the runner that's ahead get an extra spit or two just to close that gap. And make the race a little more exciting.
You're
The really
chaotic.
unfortunate situation, the really unfortunate situation is when the person who's already behind gets the extra spits, and that just feels terrible. Especially if they're watching the race, they're like, okay, I'm behind, I really want to, you know, catch up, and then the Balder just spits in their face, quite literally.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's
and we're
see
gonna
how
see
Homothety
exactly how
does.
many we get. First
First for
spit for
Homothety.
Homothety.
1. Second
And
spit for
second for
Sour.
Sour. That's not bad at all. Most runners are going to be totally fine with the second spit. They'll be making their way out of here at a very reasonable pace.
So upcoming now, we were speaking about the Balder quick kill earlier as another minor glitch. This is something I believe it's exclusive to 1221. Is that correct, Sabi?
I don't think it's exclusive to 1221. Lever skips are definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
look like commodity. I believe that on any lever skips are interesting because even on older patches like 1028, they don't exist. But Balder, I believe, exists on all patches before this patch and was only fixed later. I could be wrong about that.
Homothety getting that first fireball skip. Sour does miss it.
I'm not even sure how Sour missed that. His jump and his turnaround looked great to me. It's a pretty precise fireball skip there. You want to turn around just as you fall past the apex of your jump to reset the fall speed so you get more horizontal movement. Didn't quite get that, but it worked out. Right now they're just farming up soul for a second fireball skip, which is the most important one here. Failing that can cost up to like 18 seconds. And I will expect both runners to get it pretty easily there, just as homothety did.
Yeah.
Man, he's out of that room.
And Sour got it real good.
Yeah. He was about 6 minutes ahead. Or 6 minutes. 6 seconds.
6 seconds?
Ahead of Sour right now.
Yeah.
I like to note just exactly where I am when the clock strikes 6 minutes. That's why I had minutes.
Why? Is there a reason for it?
Just as a sort of like pace thing, and I've never ever gotten through that second fireball skip before 6 minutes, so homothety is definitely on a great pace here. He did get first Baldur's Pit.
Did he just get the quick kill for Nullside as well? No,
No,
I missed the one fireball then.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily... The kill is only slightly faster. The important part is the saving on the soul.
Yeah, you don't have to collect as much in this upper room.
Yeah. You basically are forced to slow down if you want to collect the 8 hits of soul that you need to handle these Moss Knights coming up. If you don't already have 3 hits of soul. But neither runner got that, so...
Homothety not getting good RNG for his Moss Knights. The one was off screen. I don't think... Did his first fireball hit? Oh, maybe it did.
Yeah. It can hit a little bit off screen on this patch. It's not a huge deal if they're separated, and if you know the timing, you can pretty confidently go for that.
Yeah.
And now they'll be going to the Hornet fight. There's 2 strategies that we can see here. Homothety actually goes for an early control using the fireball to cancel Hornet's dialogue. Actually, a slower strat, I believe, in all skills. He's definitely going for double hits.
It's moth
and
memes.
He is getting them.
It's just moth memes, don't worry about it. He did have a quick fight though. Sour did get his double. That was a good fight from Sour as well.
Yep. Very good fights. Only a few seconds apart here.
Yeah.
I think Sour saved time on that fight.
8:06. 8:12. Yeah, he saved 1 second?
Yeah, it wasn't actually
2
huge.
seconds.
But
the fact that we're counting in seconds here, the difference between them though.
Oh yeah. And a single damage tank on spikes in Crystal Peaks, for example, could totally change this lead.
A missed E-Pogo would change it.
Exactly. A missed E-Pogo is about 4 seconds minimum. Mantis Pogo can cost even more depending on how you miss it. This is a very movement-heavy split, and you get to see some pretty satisfying movement there. I didn't...
Ooh! Sour dunking.
Yeah, he was going for the Cetic strat, which is turning around and nail slashing a platform in order to reset your position or push your position a little farther back. You just barely missed it. Oh, Andy's tanking on that Sporg. So he will be losing a bit of time here. Homothety gets a hard fall, bouncing on the mushrooms a little too high. But that'll be nothing significant. The important bit is that we get this explosion pogo here.
Are we going for classic E-Pogo? It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few different ways of doing that explosion pogo. There is is it the Murray way, the Wii Pogo? Oh, and that's what we were talking about. Sour did miss that E-Pogo there.
Fortunately, he didn't take any damage there.
No.
Taking a double damage there would be quite threatening when you're already missing any HP there, because then another similar failure would lead to death. Fortunately, we do not get any early death here.
Nice
Sour
Mantis
going
Pogo
for,
there.
yeah, very nice Mantis Pogo. A safety bounce to make sure that he gets the correct height before dashing. I do like to
Yeah,
see it, especially in a race setting.
I don't think he was high enough if he didn't do that either. It didn't look like he was.
It can be surprisingly hard to tell. It's very deceptive, especially with the mechanic in game that will it will raise you up very slightly if you're a few pixels short.
Yeah.
So, can be difficult to tell. I do like having a safety dash because assuming you're high enough is definitely the worst of the two.
Yeah. So he did lose 10 seconds on that split there.
Yeah,
Homothety
makes
making
sense.
his way over to Grez's mother. Is Jennifer safe? She should be. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got enough hits.
You want 4 hits of soul before reaching Jennifer, if you want to spare her life, because you want 6 going to Gruz's mother, so you can get 3 fireballs at the start of this fight, get 6 more nail hits, and these last 2 fireballs will be used to clean up the Gruz babies.
That was an interesting way of doing Grez, just bouncing on the top of her. I don't see that very often.
It just depends on the RNG. That's definitely what you want to do if the Gruz mother goes high. There's no other way to get that many consecutive nail hits. Basically jumping between nail slashes is very, very slow. And yeah, killing these Gruz babies as we're about to see Sour do, and as we saw Homothety do very cleanly. Sour
He
gets
did
a
miss a
little
couple.
harsher RNG. Yeah, the spread of these babies is very wild. It's they can go up very instantaneously, and no matter how you might want to predict where they're going, you're bound to miss one if that's the case. But nonetheless, the reason cleaning up those gross babies is so important is that you can only exit the arena once they're all dead. So killing them quickly when time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Very important.
Velocity getting his shade skip very easily. Shade cooperating, not doing no fireballs or anything.
To a lot of casual players who are unfamiliar with the speedruns, this trick will seem very intense. Very few people, I imagine, see the use of dying in a speedrun. Usually, deaths in this game can cost about 2 minutes. So the concept of spending almost 20 seconds to kill yourself, even with a bench right there, as there is at the Salubra Shade Skip, still costs about 20 seconds to do, yet the benefit of bouncing up there is immense. Getting to this side of the city without having to go through tram pass, which I believe the second fastest way to get there,
Yeah.
is just an immense time save. And it looks hard, but
It's
with
very
a proper
forgiving.
setup, yeah, with a proper setup, it's very forgiving, even with some mistaken movement, or some people have unique setups. I do not see many people sending these elevators up where Sour is, actually. That's an interesting adaptation. He really wanted to kill all of these husks, so I actually missed 2 of them. Though his Geo's actually very good. He has more Geo than Homothety before he's even in, so...
Yeah. So they are going to beat up this golden husk. He does give 420 Geo, which will give them almost enough to get their first nail art, which is going to allow them to do those lever skips that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it seems that even though Sour missed a couple of husks on the way there, he's going to end up with almost 20 more Geo, or is it almost 40 more Geo than Homothety? Sour is over Geo'd like heck.
Homothety's only at 707 right
Ooh,
now.
oh,
He's
that's
quite
so
short.
tragic. Sour just barely opened his menu right before hitting that last pile of Geo and had to close it again and collect another 50 Geo. He did have enough Geo to move on, I believe, but he doesn't really want to lose such a significant advantage, I think.
Yeah, he's got
700.
almost 40 geo more than homothety. So homothety's going to have to do probably an extra row at least of hopper.
No, not an extra row.
You don't think so?
No, because as long as he doesn't miss any geo here, he should be fine.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
there he goes. Okay.
An extra hopper would be tragic. I think homothety would have found some other way to deal with that if he realized he was that short.
Yeah.
Even if it's just sticking around a little extra while on the Gorgeous Husk to make sure you get that exact 420. Wow, I feel like I heard two audios.
I did too, actually.
That's so weird. That had to be some sort of glitch.
It must be.
That was very strange because there's no way the audio from Twitch and the audio from our restream is actually synced up.
No, there's no way.
I don't
Alright.
know what that was. That was interesting.
So there's about 19 seconds now between them.
Yeah, that was a
Still,
Gorgeous Husk. I
yeah.
think that Sour... His extra geo should save time on a later split, actually. He didn't skip any hopper rows. So I doubt
No,
there'll
and
be
he
a
took a
significant
couple
difference.
hits too.
Okay. Actually,
So.
yeah, I didn't see that hit that he took.
Yeah, he took I think he took a couple hits actually. So
I only
homothety's
saw
was
one
fairly
missing
clean.
mask at the end there.
Okay. Well, that was at the when he was dropping into Kingdom's Edge. One of the big blue flies hit him, or he dropped
That's
into it.
unfortunate.
That's what it was.
Probably was just missing a dash. When he expected to have one. Either that or didn't quite get the
Homothety
photo.
getting his lever skip very easily there. Doesn't take any damage. That's an easy place to take damage because they're not nice. It's flying Ravas.
Yeah, and he also managed to get plenty of soul there while avoiding damage completely. So that helps. It helps so much. I think a lot of new runners underestimate just how much the HP and soul management from this section affects Soul Sanctum.
Oh,
Sour
Sour.
misses. Yeah, he missed the lever on the first go around, gets it on the second try, but gets his dash interrupted on the way
He's
back.
taken 2 damage now, going into Soul Sanctum. That's a little scary. Soul Sanctum is very dangerous.
Yeah, a 3 HP should be fine for Sour, but for less experienced runners, it could be a problem. We might see a nerve-wracking 2 or even 1 HP Soul Master, but I reckon someone of Sour's experience is comfortable with that. But another story there is the time that he lost. Sour does opt for an extra fireball there, so he'll have a little bit less soul going into this next section as well. Going for the extra fireball there, I do respect it. It's nice to get that soul twister out of the way as soon as possible, and especially when you're trying not to lose any HP.
Meanwhile, Homothety going into Norman's fight.
That's interesting. I've never seen someone start off the fight with a single hit. I don't know if he intended that, but he didn't even swing his nail a second time.
No.
That was not the quick kill that you'd like to see. It was a little bit slower. Maybe he felt he could take a more leisurely fight because everything so far has been quite clean.
That does give Sour an opportunity, if Sour is able to do the quick kill, to make up a few seconds.
Yeah, and he could definitely use that after. He misses the quick kill as well, at least the quickest version.
Yeah.
Needing to expend another Shade Soul there, I mean, he's coming into this room on 0 soul. And now he's taking that hit. There's another potential hit right now.
Oh,
there it is. Oh.
Oh, no.
That 1 HP is not what you want to see. And he expends yet another Shade Soul. So even more soul farming here. He does actually heal.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough. It looks like he'll still have the opportunity to go for a quick kill. Homothety, in the meantime, is in the Soul Master fight. Doesn't look like he got the quick kill. Missed a Shade Soul even. Didn't end up affecting the fight too much. He did need another double hit. The Shade Soul he missed wouldn't have been a double hit. But I did miss how that fight starts. Hopefully Sour can show off this quick kill here. Very fancy.
Yeah.
3 Shade Soul hits.
Sour is very comfy on Geo right now because the next thing
Oh,
that he's going to want to buy is King's Station, and he only needs
oh,
another 11 for that. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
that's so tragic. I was watching homothety and he was going for this incredibly fast version of the second phase fight.
Oh, is it the wall cling one?
Yeah, he was going for a
Yeah.
wall cling one. He was getting 3 hits per dive, and it was going so well until it wasn't. I think
Oh no.
a poorly timed fake dive threw him off a little bit, and he
Hmm.
missed the Shade Soul and ended up having to go for what would essentially be a very vanilla ending to the
Oh,
Shade Soul
Sour's
fight.
going for it, or was for a second there.
Yeah, he still might. Nah.
No.
He
Not.
did get a lot less dives than
Yeah.
Homothety here, so that's still faster, I think, what Homothety got at the end.
Yeah, Homothety's going to have to farm a little bit more Geo than Sour, but that's not going to be any kind of significant time save for Sour at this point. Not yet, anyways.
Yeah. And yeah, Sour just has so much Geo here. Homothety will be having to collect a bit extra compared to him. Sour won't have to stop to collect any Geo. He can
Yeah.
literally just... Is that it?
There.
He actually
Yeah,
has
he's got
300
it.
already.
He's got it. He's done.
Literally doesn't need to kill a single husk out of the way, even though there will be husks that die just because well, I'm sure we're about to see Homothety demonstrate in about 20 seconds or so. You dive through the glass floor in this Watcher's Spire, and that will just kill a few husks by happenstance. It's hard to avoid collecting Geo there. Um, so it's actually almost inefficient how much Geo Sour has. He'll be collecting more Geo than he could possibly use.
Yeah,
Regular Bezos we have in this race.
we do. Alright. So now we'll be going to my favorite area, Mila's area. We're going over to Crystal Peak. This is a scary split. That bench that you just saw Homothety take will be the last bench for a significant amount of time. They will be getting Crystal Heart,
Yeah, and if I can
Dark, and
talk about
Street now before
Geo,
that.
yeah, he's gonna. Oh, this is so rough. The dude's standing on his Geo. He still doesn't have enough money.
No, he's 3 short. He's gonna have to kill that husk up there.
Oh, that's tragic. It's very rare actually that you would see someone missing that much Geo.
Oh,
Oh,
having some
can't get
issues
that
with that
tight
jump.
jump.
Yeah.
And I would wager that his nerves are a little bit on high. It's possible he's not watching the race, doesn't know whether he's ahead or behind. His advantage quite significant, 28 seconds in a race where the skill levels are very, very close.
Oh, he
But yeah,
gets a Photoshop jump. Sour.
oh yeah, very nice.
Nice. Very nice. Meanwhile,
And
Homothety is in Dirt Mouth. Sorry.
as Gwonky mentions, that was a fairly significant time save for
Mm.
Sour. Um, just didn't have to collect the Geo. It was really unlucky for Homothety, but it's also very rare that he would be that low on the Geo. He was definitely cutting it close, leaving with only 1 extra Geo after Dash Slash. Kinda
Yeah.
gets punished for that. Um,
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, King Station is 16 seconds, so Sour saved 12 seconds just on that split, just from having the extra Geo and having a bit better movement in King Station itself, because Homothety missed a couple of those jumps.
yeah.
Alright, so this is a section that is very, very cycle based. Oh, he doesn't go for lamp pogo. Interesting. All of these rooms basically are cycle based. So it's very easy to get off cycle, take some extra damage, and not be expecting it. And it can get quite dangerous, as we were mentioning before.
Oh, that was almost tragic. A second damage tank there from Homothety would have been bad. He missed the God Cycle, God Pixel strategies, which would
Ooh.
avoid damage there. taking 1 damage in that roam, not huge. Expected for runners that would attempt to go for God Cycle God Pixel. Messing up that trick is very easy.
Yeah, Stour did get Pogax. He almost fell again, though, and had to do another little jump just to make sure he got up.
And
But
see, Sour does take the same exact amount of damage going through the room, and although he does make it through slightly faster, not the significant time save he's gonna need to get back in the lead. Homothety is going for a damage cycle here, the fastest
no
way to
homo
get.
ball, though.
He didn't do the dash slash.
Oh, yeah, he did do that. I thought his technique was using Fireball.
I mean that's for that strategy was coined for any percent. It's
Oh.
very rare that you would have a bunch of extra soul going into this split. Though Sour does, for some reason. I missed where Sour picked up that much extra soul. He's going for the damage tank as well. Oh my god, that freeze. I really was concerned that that laser was hitting him there.
I did too.
Yeah. I was just like, if he misses that cycle, this could be really bad. But he gets through there without any more damage. He didn't need... Oh, that's true. He didn't need to shoot any fireballs leaving Sanctum. So...
Homothety getting through the crushers very easily. Does he save the grub? He does save the grub. Okay. Beautiful. Doesn't get the Walkling storage off of the door, but...
As I'd expect from any top runner, going through the D-Dark room with the maximum speed strats of just dashing. Crystal dashing, a safety strat that loses a significant amount of time, I believe upwards of 6 seconds.
What about the split one, where you do the C-dash first and then do dashes for the rest of the room? You know offhand?
No, I believe it's much shorter though, almost negligible. 2 seconds, 1 second.
Okay.
It's really not that much for the hybrid strat, yeah.
Okay.
But both these runners get through the D-Dark room very cleanly.
And to answer chat, yes, this is the first round of the top 16. Alright, so Homothety is safe. He'll be doing his dream platforms now. He doesn't have the soul for a D-Dark, so he won't be able to D-Dark off of the first platform in order to get through it faster. I would expect Sour to do that, though.
Yeah, this is, it's a fun bit of movement here. Coming up, going to the Watcher Knights. It's actually, it's a larger movement section, believe it or not, because there's no combat, so to speak of. Not only do you have to move through Dreamnail here, which is fairly simple, just a few dashes, and then you get to C-dash your way across the rest, but
yeah,
the movement in the Dark Room to Watcher Knights, and making sure that your Fireball hits the crumbly wall to break the chandelier. All of these tiny movements do end up mattering as well.
Underplat? Underplats. I was not paying attention. Did Sour actually do his D-Dark off of the first platform?
I missed it as well.
I would assume so, because his soul is down now.
Yeah, he definitely didn't use the soul somewhere else, so...
No.
I would assume he didn't just, D-Dark the platform or something weird like that.
Underplat from Sour as well, very nice.
Yeah. Underplat's always fun. Most of them save a very small amount of time, including that one. There is one in the Deep Nest that I'm a big fan of that doesn't save any time. It's also
the Distant Village
risky.
one?
Yeah, it's also incredibly risky because if you miss it, you lose your run. But I say it's worth.
Yeah, but you go for all of them. You go for the Underplats for the damage warp. Or not damage warp, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go for all of them.
I try to. I do my best. It's for entertainment purposes, and I applaud these two runners for going. for all the underflats.
Alright. So let's see how the Watcher Knights are for homothety.
Finishes it off with a shade so fancy.
Best case scenario, you're gonna have the two of them. Yeah, they're rolling
Not
away.
do that.
Yeah, basically. Not do that. Okay, he rolled back. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're always gonna roll back eventually. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Homothety loses a few seconds to the first Watcher, choosing to troll him quite a bit.
Yeah, there. That
Oh,
one rolled away too. That was not nice.
Actually, that was okay.
He was able to shade
the Watcher Knight was not rolling back, but it's totally fine. He calculated the damage and just shade sold it one more time. Considering how much rolling was done there, that was actually a great fight.
Sour's getting pretty good RNG here. Not bad at all. There, he's done.
Yeah, it was bad RNG, but amazing gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't think he could have played that any better. The damage is not going to matter. Both players will be getting a full heal off of the Watcher Knights. And part of the reason I was saying that Sour's Geo doesn't really matter, or like it was suboptimal to have so much Geo, is that they're about to get the Watcher Knights chest, which if they collect all the Geo, holy crap.
Sorry, go ahead.
We're all just realizing that it's within 3 seconds, actually. Now, Sour's made up almost all the time. 9 seconds in Watcher Knights alone. And
I'm wondering if the beginning was just nerfs then.
I mean, right there, a lot of it was just RNG. There was not much, like we just said, there was not much homothety could have done to avoid the Watcher Knights trolling him like that. We did get a little bit of a RNG normalizer. The chaos that I prefer. RNG slowing down the faster opponent so that we get a closer race.
Now, homothety, I did notice going into the Dreamer, he did choose to C-dash over as opposed to charging up a nail art. That is the slower strat, am I correct?
Sorry, for what?
For hitting the Dreamer? The C-dash is across.
Yeah, the C-dash is very slightly slower.
Alright, so now, this is my favorite skip. The Spike Tunnel skip. I suck at it, but I love this skip. Homothety not getting it first try. Oh. Or second. He's having problems.
Yeah, now he's starting to second guess. This is the worst possible scenario.
And now Sour's in the lead.
Yeah, now I think we're going to ask for a resync. I just said we probably won't resync unless Sour takes the lead here.
Sour takes a dunk. And another dunk. He's hitting that lip. Ooh. Both of
them. This is no way did he get past that worm. No, and he failed.
Oh no.
There's so much going on here.
Homothety died. Oh no. Bruh. Everybody trolling today. Where did Sour go?
Sour.
Oh, he's going for.
What?
He's going for the green thing, the green trail.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't save any time because you're getting hit by the warp at the same point.
Does he get it? I think. Did he get? I don't think he did. No, he didn't.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Unfortunate. He's on 1 HP, and that's scary going into the next room. We have seen before people get wombo combo and take a death here. Does have to stop. Doesn't take any damage, it looks like, though, so that's good, at least.
Yeah, now that Sour is out of the doghouse there. Oh my god! The husk is... Oh my god! That is insult to injury. With the death, I was just about to say, we should probably speak about Homothety's death. This is going to give Sour a commanding lead for the rest of the race. It would require a death from Sour to really catch up here, I think. They're so similar in skill level.
There he goes.
We're not going to see you know, 30 seconds of rust from even 45 seconds of rust from
At
Sour
least
and
his
beast them or
shade
something.
isn't in the next room. That would be considerably worse to try and get back
Oh, it's so
than in this room.
unfortunate because now that he's died, he just gets first try everything. Except for
Nope,
that, I
except
really
for that.
wrong for that, but
Okay, Sabi, you're not allowed to talk anymore.
I think I will. Stop talking.
Okay. Sour going through his Moloch room. He's taken one hit so far, which is not
And
bad.
now he has to kill these worms, so he's gonna die. Or I'll
No,
just heal. Never mind.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
fine.
that's. Oh, is he getting early control? Oh,
Uh,
no! That worm is trolling him too. Oh, they're mean. They're so mean. All right. Well, in the meantime, Sour is starting his broken vessel fight. What we're probably going to see is a fireball first, before Scream, another fireball after. Yeah, just like that. And he's doing the headbang. Best RNG possible here for him.
yeah, I've heard some debate as to whether that's RNG or not. For me, it's been 100% consistent. If you get
And
both fireballs,
that's it.
then it always goes into headbang. But some people say that there's a chance that the broken vessel will do something else before that. Um,
It is. This game is trolling Homothety. Poor Homothety.
yeah, that's just so rough. I mean, the Isma skips are so hard, especially when you have nerves. None of them are incredibly precise like QGA, but the fact that there's a sequence of three skips that are somewhat precise, one after the other, can make any nerves just the effect multiplied.
That lip on the first acid skip always screws me up too, so.
Yeah, it's it's rough, but we're gonna see him out that he try to get through these Maulers without taking as many hits. Does go for a safer, slower strat there. And yeah, he's really just showing off hitless Maulers. Can he get the last Mauler hitless? He does.
Yeah, he does. Nice. Very lovely. Meanwhile,
Perfect
Sour
Mauler.
making. Oh, he's gonna take the hidden station bench.
And he first tries. Oh, it's heartbreaking to see such a fantastic gameplay after a death like that.
Yeah.
Because at this point, if Sour doesn't die, none of this is going to matter in terms of outcome. Again, that was interesting. Muppety went for. He's going for some very non-standard strats
Traditional?
here. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
fighting it almost like they fight Lost Kin in True Ending, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, with a couple more dives. I'm gonna say, it
There
doesn't
he goes.
look particularly fast.
No, I think he's gonna probably be losing time there because Sour did have a really good broken vessel fight.
Um,
Oh, can we switch to Sour
yeah,
audio?
we can do
Okay,
that.
thank you. Sour going into Hornet 2. We have seen several deaths to Hornet 2 in this tournament.
She is our deadliest enemy. She was at one point, at least. I think we stopped keeping track of exactly how many players die to her, but
I
yeah,
haven't
the
been
key to
keeping
this
track
fight
of
is
it.
going to be getting as many double hits as possible, D-darks where possible. He's missed a few. She's not being particularly nice to him. Just doing all of these movements that keep her in the exact same position. You really need her to be knocked back in order to get double hits.
Yeah.
And she keeps parrying or summoning spikes right when he needs her to not do any of that. It's just,
There he
yeah,
goes.
really unfortunate distances there.
Yeah,
I
it
don't.
was not a fast fight, but he did get through it without taking a death, so anything's faster than a death.
And in terms of Homothety's exuberant broken vessel fight, what I was gonna say is, uh, he might just be going for some non-standard strats because he knows that they won't matter unless Sour dies.
Moth memes.
Yeah, definitely a few memes there. I'd wager.
Yeah. Does he invalidate his run? Considering that he is a no, he didn't. Considering that he is a validator, I would expect him not to. But
Yeah, that would be a... Even though in this race it would only be a 5-second time penalty,
yeah.
it would destroy his reputation. So no, not quite.
Meanwhile, homothety on his way to Hornet 2. I didn't see if he took a bench.
I mean, I would reckon that he didn't, just because at this point, like, he needs every second that he can get.
Yeah, that is true.
Again, I guess it doesn't really matter unless Sour dies, but in the case that Sour does die somewhere, let's say he has an incredibly rough Umu fight or Beast
Oh.
10, Homothety is probably going to want to not rely on, he doesn't want to die to
Any
Hornet.
safety strats, basically. He's going to go.
Alright, now, oh my god. She's been
That
just
is-
as rude to Homothety as she was to
Look at
Sour.
all the parries! Oh my goodness.
So unfortunate.
Oh,
Yeah, I
come
hate to
on.
see it. That might have doubled. I actually can't tell. This is why audio is usually preferred for the person in the lead, because audio cues in this game can be very important in terms of
Yeah.
what's double hitting. And
I think they're about the same for their Hornet fight.
to me, it looked a little faster for Homothety. Sours was almost incredibly slow. And yeah, a lot of that due to just unlucky positioning and move sets, but yeah, nobody should quote unquote die to Umu in Uwo. Nobody should quote unquote die to Umu in all skills. It's a very comfortable fight, even if you miss the 1 cycle. A 2 cycle should be on the table without too much damage. You come into that split on 5 HP because you quit out from Cyclone Slash, which is where Sour currently is.
Yeah. Homothety making his way over there now. Sour will be making his way over to the aforementioned Uwo.
Uwo.
Uwo. It's going to be Uwo from now on. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. That being said, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in a race. Someone could say that, Homothety shouldn't have died to Isma's tier. But, some raised nerves happen, mistakes happen. I wouldn't put a Umu death or a Queen's Garden death or anything past Sour, even though he's been playing so well so far.
Well, his early game wasn't perfect.
No,
either.
I don't think it was up to his standards, but I
No.
mean, it was still fairly fast. It was still within seconds of Homothety for the most part until
yeah, he was 30 seconds behind at the worst, I think. Very rude of Sour to not die in Isthmus. I would prefer nobody die in Isthmus, but
hey, Homothety manages not to get one framed by the Crawlet there. You'd love to see it.
yeah, I don't like
Have we
keeping
seen
track
any
of those.
C-dash glitches today? I don't think so.
No.
There's only...
Because I've been keeping track of let's see.
He actually missed that first Dream Nail. I don't know if that's going to negatively impact his chance of one cycling here.
He's still got almost full soul. It should be okay, especially with the 4 nail hits.
Oh yeah, I just meant in terms of the lure. I'm worried the Umu's positioning could be a little bit off, and that...
Oh, he gets an extra cycle. There it is.
The extra attack doesn't necessarily mean an extra cycle. He might have a clean backup here.
Or extra... Yeah, I meant extra attack. I'm sorry.
Wow.
He still gets it. Very nice.
That's so clean, actually. That's very impressive to get messed up movement, to get an extra attack, which is pure RNG from Umu. He gets everything thrown at him, and he still cleans it up with a 1 cycle.
Sour
That's huge.
gaming.
I mean, I think that's really That was probably, I'm gonna say that was Homothety's last chance. Even a death from Sour. Oh, it really depends on where it is, but
Green
Homothety's gonna
or
have to play very cleanly for a death to matter
at the
here.
very end of Dark Deep Nest.
Yeah.
That could maybe bring Homothety back. He's about 2 minutes behind, I think, was what Rixian said last. Yeah, 2:10 was the last update. So even that might not be enough. I don't know how long it takes. Because you'd be going from Umu bench, the archives bench, would you not?
Sorry, Archives bench for what?
Yeah. If you died in Dark Deep Nest.
Oh yeah, you'd be an Archives bench. You could skip. You could go the QGA route basically. Yeah, you could go through QGA room to Queen's Gardens and take a little bit of a shortcut if you've already gotten Howling Greats. So, going all the way back to Archives sounds very far, but
Oh, Homothety getting an extra attack as well.
uh, yeah, that's unfortunate. You're right about that.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
I don't.
Nah, it's doomed. But
No,
he made his best effort. That
he's
second fireball was probably too late. I feel like that second fireball was too late for even a single hit, and you need a double for one cycle. So we'll see. I reckon it's gonna take 2 fireballs to take down Umu here.
yeah.
Which won't matter too much.
Nope,
No, it
just
was just
one.
one. Dang. Oh,
That's
considering how bad Umu's position was there, he still got really close to taking
yeah.
it to taking Umu out there.
Very unfortunate RNG today.
Yeah, about the only thing that went well was Balder. That was it.
And his fireball skips. His fireball skips, he got all of them.
Oh, and that's not really RNG.
No, I guess.
No, in terms of gameplay, they've been doing quite well. I would say
Yeah.
both of them. But just in terms of RNG, I mean, I guess Shade didn't fireball either. That's a really small one. Most runners know how to mitigate that, but I mean, Hornet was rude. Umu extra attacked both of them. It
Moss
was
Knights were rude to both of them.
no, Sour got good Moss Knights.
Did you get good Moss Knights? Okay. Yeah, it's 2.5 minutes now difference between them.
Yeah.
How much do you lose for an extra cycle for Umu?
It's
I think you
about
said
18
18 seconds.
seconds. It does. It's very different because Umu can give long attacks, short attacks. So, but 18 seconds I believe is the average.
So most of that was due to that extra attack.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Extra cycle.
Oh, Sour getting the swag dash through there.
Yeah. Ooh.
Very nice.
Yeah, going for the swag dash on this split is a lot scarier than it is where Homothety just got it. Because on the split Homothety's he's going to Great Slash. They do a quit out there, they'll be restored to full health as soon as they finish that. But Sour doesn't get a health refill until he slays Hera. So if he were to take 2 damage there, that could be quite catastrophic. But he didn't. Apparently is familiar enough with it to get through there quickly. Oh, he's almost too fast there, I swear. That was a really great squid arena. But I think that you want the squids to move just a little bit before you jump down there and fireball, and he was moving like a madman through there.
Sour too fast for Gee.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Barely lost any time, I should say. But not going to be significant, but that was just
Squid.
I say it's Skeet.
Squid.
If you look at the way Squid is spelled, it's spelled exactly the way the latter half of mosquito is spelled.
A skeet is a different thing, though. You go skeet shooting, and that's
yeah, but that's spelled differently.
No, I'm still going to call it a squid.
And you can do that and
I
remain wrong.
will.
We're going to ask
You
Team
can.
Cherry exactly what they intended to,
Okay.
they intended that to be pronounced.
I am fine with this.
I mean, we have a six-legged creature with a long nose, a needle-like nose. I
Ooh,
feel like that
Sour did
is
underplat for
a
you.
little mosquito-based. Oh yes. I wonder if we'll go for fourth underplat. I really doubt it.
I doubt it. Although he is very versed in randomizer, so if he did fall, he might be able to get back up
You
with.
might be able to make it through the dark room, yeah.
Yeah,
And honestly, he can afford a 40-second time loss in this race or
yeah.
whatever it'd be to fall down there.
So
About that he
Sour
does
making his
stop his dash
a
on
little
the
early.
way.
Oh,
Yeah,
on the
he
way
stops his
there.
dash for the swag dash. He was not willing to take the same risk, or perhaps he saw that the jelly was in a bad position. One of the two.
Sour doing his dark deep nest. Very practiced in this. Meanwhile, homothety making his way over to the Squid arena. Does not. Okay. It saves time to grab that wall and C dash in, does it not? Or is it because you're killing the squids on the
It,
way
it,
in?
it's both, I believe.
Okay.
It gets rid of the squits and it saves time. However, if you get the C dash glitch, then it loses time and HP. So some people think it's really cursed and don't like that there's an RNG aspect to it. I fully understand that, but
Okay.
uh,
Polly confirming that he does know how to climb out if he does fall, so I didn't even notice if he did the underplat or not, to be quite honest. I was concentrating on Homothety's Squid Arena.
yeah, I didn't either. But
Alright. Alright, and with that, Sour will be making his way down to collect the last two skills. We'll be using his race the only time in this whole run in order to upgrade it. And Moffedy making his way over to Dark Deep Nest. Eventually. Quickly, soon. Sour going the left side. He does have the soul for it, and it is quicker as long as you have the soul to do that quick kill. Or to do that
yeah,
kill. But
I think did he go for a dash slash there?
I didn't see. I just saw that he was going to the left.
I'm just wondering because he still has extra soul. And then he still chose to bench there. I think if he had thought about it and realized that he had an extra hit of soul here, he would have healed right here while waiting for the stag. And then not lost any time. Because this soul is very unlikely to be useful in the next split. He only
Yeah.
gets to keep that soul until he quits out
At Shade Cloak, yeah, you're
at
right.
Shade Cloak. So
And it's not gonna help with sibling climb or anything, so yeah.
yeah,
No.
usually you want to bounce on the shades, so erasing them with a shade soul, I guess could be good if you're in a really bad position, but for the most part, not going to save you any time.
Velocity on 2 HP going through his dark room. It's a little scary going into Distant Village with just 2 HP, because those Devouts do 2 damage if they slash at you. Their bodies only do 1, but if they slash at you, it's 2.
Yeah, it can be a little scary, even if your D-Dark misses, but the most vanilla strat is a D-Dark for the Devout, followed by a Shade Soul. And one part of the D-Dark spell can miss and make that kill a bit harder. But if you know the backup strat, which is just, yeah, it doesn't matter. You got
Yeah,
it.
he's got it, so it's fine.
Sour coming
Sour
through
Sitwin
here.
climb is nice, actually. You're
Oh,
being
yes.
fairly nice to him, not grouping up or
Did he miss
anything.
that? No, he got it. Oh my.
No, he didn't axe lever skip. You're fine. He's
Looks like
fine.
he's on a good pace here. I'm gonna reckon about a 51-30.
Mm, depends how his abyss climb is.
I mean, yeah, if he keeps up his current level of gameplay, then yeah, 51-30. Obviously, if he slips up, we could be looking at, well, a death, I guess, at worst. But I doubt that that's gonna happen. I'm
Homophily
trying to get a
choosing to go
little
right
better at
route.
guessing times, earlier and earlier. Because there is, I would say all the way from like Deep Nest on, the time should be fairly predictable. There's not too many like 5-10 second time losses or time
Hmm.
saves. Definitely from I feel like from after the sibling climb should be
Fairly,
able to predict
yeah.
exactly
It,
what's
it
going
depends a
on.
bit on THK RNG, but considering how high level both of these runners are, I wouldn't expect that to make as much of a difference. There's the one use of wraiths that we were talking about. Meanwhile, Homothety making his way into Abyss. And he's going to have to deal with his siblings now as well. Let's see if they're as nice as they were to Sour. Hopefully. Does not do swag door.
It's quite notable that he's coming in on 4 HP here. I actually didn't see
Yeah.
where he took that damage. But
Uh,
Sour, although I did criticize the his where he chose to heal, I do agree with healing before coming into here, because dying in this
ooh.
sibling climb.
He took a damage to a devout
Mm,
on his way out.
I see.
Oh,
Oh, he really just, yeah, he decided he just didn't like that setup and just dashed backwards. He's like, no, I'm not dashing face first into spikes.
Homothety got
Um,
through. He did take one hit from his siblings.
will be losing a few seconds on that sibling climb, but nothing major.
No.
He might not even heal. Oh, you know what he's doing? I think he's intentionally building soul for a heal while the Hollow Knight is screaming the first time.
Instead of
Uh,
taking the bench, yeah, he might be.
yeah. I do think he's about on pace for what I was saying earlier, 51-30.
50, yeah, 5130, maybe 5145, depending.
Yeah, this Hollow Knight fight can be quite volatile. I'm glad we have the music here from Mr. Sour. Or
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Cream Supreme, because the Hollow Knight's theme is one of my favorite.
Second part for me.
Really brings a lot of gravitas to the fight, which in a race is great. Or not even in a race, in a run is great to feel the finality of this final boss. And yeah, it looks like he won't be benching. He didn't bench a Dirtmouth. Don't think he'll be benching here.
No,
As soon
he's
as he
just
breaks the
dashing
chains,
through.
he'll probably pop off a heal, and then he'll still have enough soul for a shade, for
I
an
want to
abyss
see if he
streak.
does the cyclone chains. Yeah, he is going to go for it.
Oh, and
Nice,
he
he
gets
got
it.
it. Very
Fastest
nice.
possible chain break there. We are going to be seeing Sour and later Homothety spamming the abyss shriek on this boss. It's a very high damage attack if you can get all 4 to hit. Even 3 hits would outdamage a D-Dark at 90 damage versus 88, but that 4th hit there is exactly what you want to see. He's being a
Doing a
bit
lot
rude
of
with these jump
dashes,
backs and
yeah.
dashes, yeah. Not quite what you want to see. You definitely want the Hollow Knight to be standing still and absorbing the full shock of the
Meanwhile,
Abyss Shriek.
Homothety doing his abyss climb on the other screen, so we're not ignoring Homothety here.
Quite interesting that, oh yeah, just as I was about to say, it's interesting that Sour hasn't taken a single hit of damage here after intentionally healing. That was really unfortunate. The
And
Hollow
that's
Knight
it.
teleported.
I think you're going to be closer because it takes 20 seconds to slurp.
Yep. Looks like we'll be getting almost exactly a 51-30. 51 3x for sure. Good game to Sour.
GG to Sour.
51:30 is a fantastic race time. I don't quite think that's his fastest yet, but it's up there.
For race time?
Yeah.
I can check afterwards. Meanwhile, homothety making his way over. Let's see. Let's see his races. I have the thing up right now anyways. 51:27 was his round 5, so yeah.
Yeah. He definitely brought out the big guns versus homothety. And honestly, I'm looking at homothety's time here, and I'm thinking about if he hadn't died. I mean, I think he'd still be behind because of the 1 cycle Umu, or the 2, 1 cycle versus 2 cycle. But man, this race could have been awfully close.
Yeah,
without
not
that
as
death.
close as Sour and Murray, but
Yeah, I think that goes for all races.
considering.
Right.
Can we switch to homothety's
Yeah.
music now, please? Thank you.
I'll just mark Sour's done, and I'll switch that over on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we see a slightly kinder Hollow Knight. Less dashes, please! Give homothety something! Oh my god, dude, this RNG in these boss fights.
There's the parry. Now, his shrieks do go through that parry, correct? It's Shade Souls that don't?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
For some reason, shrieks are unparryable, which, honestly, fantastic feature for all skills.
Yeah. Doesn't get screen skip, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a little... I think it might be a little slower than Sour's fight, honestly.
Yeah, it's just...
But GG to homothety as well.
Yeah, GG. They're gonna finish about 2 minutes apart. It was actually quite good that we didn't have a load normalizer, because I think with a load normalizer, we might be waiting another minute or so for homothety.
Yeah.
But
homothety was quicker, you think? Okay. Thank you, Sylvie. About 2.5 minutes? 3.5 minutes?
Today we saw runners deal with RNG of the worst kind. Sour. I mean, we could talk more about it as soon as they join the voice chat, but Sour's performance on getting that 1 cycle with an extra attack, very, very good. Definitely something I admire. We should be able to mark him out that he's done.
Yeah, Sour's done.
I was definitely a little out of it when it came to the controls on the volume today, because it's been almost a month, I feel, since I've commentated a race. I didn't really do many in the 5th round.
No.
And we've had a week break in between the Swiss
2 weeks.
and the bracket section.
2 weeks. It was a 2-week break between.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
I'll just let them know that they can come up when they... I guess I could have put it.
But yeah, be sure to ask any questions you have for them in chat. Just absolutely anything. We'll be sure to forward the questions to them. Definitely going to talk about the RNG in the race, homothety's death, whether they're watching. Hello, welcome, GG,
Welcome,
on that race.
Oh, that was a ride.
It was. How are we feeling after the race there? Homothety, you'll be having a second chance, so to speak, in the losers bracket.
I suppose,
this is double elimination. There's a chance even that you won't even have an opponent for the first round of losers bracket just because of the way
everything's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I am supposed to ask you, Sour, how many celebratory nuggies are you getting?
20.
20? Okay.
That's a reasonable amount.
It is.
I I was not happy with my run. I'm sure homothety isn't either. But
I think it's your second fastest race time, though,
I
isn't it?
think it is my
Yeah.
fastest race time. No, no,
Second
my
fastest.
it's like 4 seconds for my fastest.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. I just have trouble doing the most simple things. So
The early game was a little rough. I missed Epogo for sure. I believe in acid dunk, missed fireball skip. It was small stuff. 4 seconds here, 4 seconds there. It did end up adding up, but
I think you were
overall,
only
it worked out.
behind like 30 seconds at the worst point.
You didn't
I
you didn't really let it bog you down. I mean, to think
No.
about, you lost something like probably 10, 20 seconds on PB in the first 10 minutes, and then proceeded to only lose what, another 40 for the next 40 minutes. That's pretty good cleanup towards the end.
Yeah, Sour did very well in the late game, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I wasn't in the best mindset at that point, but even if I had been playing well, I think that I would have fallen behind at that point. It's just really good.
Were either of you
like
watching?
late game.
Yeah.
I
Were
was
you either of
watching
you watching? Yeah.
pretty much the whole time, I think.
Okay.
I don't watch. I thought, especially after Sanctum, after I basically almost died, because the Soul Twister was not being kind to me.
No.
Oh,
he
yeah,
really wasn't.
we were really nervous going into there. I mentioned a few times, we're like 3 HP, probably not the greatest headed to the Soul Sanctum. And then as soon as you took that first hit, I'm like, I feel like a second one's coming. And sure enough,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Right
teleported inside of me twice.
we've been talking at length. You guys had horrific RNG. Did you feel that during your runs, that just like everything was going wrong? Because from our perspective, it was just everywhere.
Yes.
About the only thing that went right was like no shade fireball and second spit boulder.
Yeah, I
But
got some
other than that,
wacky RNG.
Definitely, I felt it when I was entering Sanctum with one Geo and all of the Soul Twisters Geo sprayed into the transition.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was when I began to know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
got
gonna be
Hulu
one
extra.
of those. Both of you got Umu extras. Both of you had terrible Hornet RNG for Hornet 2.
Watcher
was-
Knights wasn't great.
Watcher Knights was
How?
perfect for me.
Well, it
That
wasn't
was
for
pretty
Homothety.
Yeah, it was.
They
It
were.
was a decent recovery. They didn't
Yeah.
start well.
Yeah, I
Watcher
mean,
Knights were actually kind to me.
Yeah, the way you played Watcher Knights, we have to commend Homothety. You didn't get the best RNG with the early rolls, but I think you played it perfectly, essentially. Yeah, as did Sour when it came to the Umu extra. So congratulations to both of you on dealing with the horrific RNG that was handed to you.
I feel like my Hornet 2 RNG was just like meh. Like she didn't want to get doubled at all
Yeah.
for some reason. I fireballed her where I normally do, and she should get doubled, but she just parried. She just walked forward. She just refused to get doubled.
Yeah, she
I
was
have
always.
a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Homothety. Was it muscle memory when you aggroed those Horps in the last acid skip room?
Oh no, he aggroed them when he had HP, and then.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, he aggroed them when he had HP, and then
Ah.
just, he fell and got damaged, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's good.
it was a very poor decision. I wanted to farm for Soul, but I thought that the Soul Totem or the Blood Sack were a little too out of the way. Unfortunately, I forgot that trying to farm Horps for Soul is a very bad idea.
Yeah, usually they just were
Yeah,
not
they're-
kind.
Worms are not nice.
No, they're not.
Obviously, the solution is to not fail the spike tunnel 3 times, but
Oh.
Yeah.
sometimes we
yeah.
don't make the best decisions.
I was
We
I
were
was just about to
surprised
say,
at that.
I don't think anyone really needs an excuse to fail the Isma's skips. None of them are very tight, but the fact that there's 3 skips in a row that require some precision can really just bog you down.
Yeah, the second acid skip really was weird for me.
Yeah, you kept hitting that lip.
So, well, what happened was I never fireball there anymore. I fireballed to get rid of the Horn just in case I dunk. And him dying lagged me to the point where it ate my input on my second or on my
Oh.
second dash. So I'm like, oh, I'm dunking, and then the just didn't recover properly.
Mm. Yeah. You did recover very well. You had a very good late game. So, congrats to
I
both
like
of
late
you
game.
guys. I know you do.
Yeah. GG's homothety. I'm really sorry about that death. That's the worst.
It is, but it
Oh,
happens.
I know the feeling. I died at sibling climb, and that felt horrible.
Oh,
Previous race, not this one.
Yeah, between the two
I-
of you, you've
I
now
was-
only had 2 deaths.
Yep, I was very eagerly looking at the screen during sibling climb. Unfortunately, Sour did not come through for me.
yeah. It was a great sibling climb from Sarah and from you
Oh.
as well, Homothety. I was a little
Another
nervous when you were on 4 HP.
Oh yeah,
But-
mine was very messy.
Another
You don't
question for
have to
Sarah,
praise
actually.
it.
Sorry.
yeah.
Why did you bench in Distant Village when you had the
Because
soul?
siblings have 2. They deal 2. I didn't have soul, did I?
Yeah, you did.
You had a
I must
full
have
charge of
autopiloted.
soul leaving.
I must have
Yeah,
autopiloted.
yeah. I
But I was
mentioned
not
this.
about to go in there with 4 HP ever again.
No.
Yeah,
That makes
I
sense.
mentioned that he
Just-
probably just didn't realize that you had the soul there because you went for the
No.
dash slash.
The
Right,
reason why
and
I
you
even
got
had
it.
soul was because I didn't double the devout, and then my D Dark missed, so I had to hit him twice. So I completely forgot I had those 2 extra hits of soul.
Yeah.
It was funny to see, but you know, it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
No.
And yeah, I mean, it's so crazy that despite these mistakes, you can still get your second best race time. I'm really looking forward to you getting a 50xx in the next bracket, and because this clearly
Hopefully.
demonstrates you're capable.
Hopefully I can get that. A minute from my PB.
Sylvie's asking if you're excited to go up against Devil Tifa, Sour.
Sure. I mean,
I will say
Thank-
I am not excited. My next opponent will be one of X2U or Volley. So
oh,
Oh,
that's a tough draw.
Ugh.
it is, but I mean, I believe in the Homothety race PB.
true. I'm gonna
please.
knock out Volley.
I believe.
I believe too.
Gotta bop Valley on the leaderboards and in the race.
Yeah. Well, I'm like 2 seconds from Valley on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Oh,
On
so-
the topic of me being excited to play Devil Tifa, I don't think I'm excited to play anybody because everybody in top 16 is pretty scary. There might be like 1 or 2 where I'm like, I think I'm less nervous, but everyone can win at some point. So one bad
Yeah.
run and one good run will definitely leave me in loser's bracket.
mm-hmm.
Gotta
You guys-
keep it up.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about the races? Does chat have anything else to ask?
I want to ask, when are we getting the surprise top 16 appearance from Spirity? Because, I mean, that man's been destroying the competition on the leaderboards. He's
Yeah, he
Almost-
bought me.
he's
He's
about
almost-
ready to bop Pisces.
Yeah, he's about to
Like-
get into 49.
Yeah, he's crazy. But
Yeah. GG's to Homothety. Hope to see you
GG
maybe
to both of
later
you
in
guys.
the bracket.
GG Sour.
Get the
I
rematch.
hope we don't meet again too soon in the bracket.
Not too soon, but yeah.
Although I think that we're probably pretty closely matched in a race without horrible Lisma's deaths. So it would be fun to have a rematch in the future.
Yeah, sure. Would love to.
I'm looking forward to seeing more from both of you, whether you're in separate brackets or the same one. So, I think with that we'll probably be wrapping up here.
Yeah,
Unless
so
there's
this
any
was
further
the last race for first round of this bracket. So hopefully they'll have the new one posted up soon.
Yep, we'll have top 8 in the winners brackets, everyone else in the losers bracket, and we should mention everyone still has a chance to win. Nobody is in the losers bracket. Is they can
out.
make their own luck, so to speak. All they have to do is win every single race, and they're back in finals.
And finals win twice.
Yeah. All right, we'll be seeing you guys later. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks for
Thank you very
calling.
much.
And thank
You're
you for my to my co-commentator as well.
Thank you, my co-commentator. Commentator, I can't talk. Commentator.